Hey everyone, Bill Ethman here for the Financial Advisors Lab. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you at least 10 ways that you can use videos in your financial advisory practice. So I've got a list here and I might come up with a few more on the fly here. But starting off with the first one is if you've got a website, one of the things you can do with a video is just kind of have an introductory video and tell people about yourself. So one of the things that can get you to kind of stand apart from your competition is people want to see who they're going to be working with and that you have a personality. Maybe you have a family or some of the things that you enjoy doing. I like to mountain bike or I like to go sailing. What are your hobbies? And maybe talking a little bit about your investment philosophy or how you got started in the business. So you can kind of give that overview. It's a great thing to have on your website. You probably, if you've been doing financial advising for a while, you probably have already done this 1,000 times talking to clients or prospective clients. And so that video should be something relatively easy to knock out and put that up on your website. If you got an office, especially if you have a nice office, you can do a virtual walkthrough. I admit this is something we've talked about doing for a long time with our practice, and we still have not done it. We thought about doing it multiple times, but I think it's a great idea, and maybe doing this video here will finally encourage me to do that. But just do a walkthrough. Just walk through with your iPhone and a good microphone. And just say, hey, we're walking up to the door. If you got a receptionist or an assistant sitting there, hey, I want to introduce you to Sally. She's my assistant, and she's been with me for the last 5 years. She helps our clients, with all their check requests, opening accounts. If you ever have questions or need a statement, this is who you're going to talk to. And she's also who schedules my appointments or whatever. So you can introduce that walkthrough. Here's our conference room. And it doesn't have to be a real long video. It probably shouldn't be a real long video, but talk for a minute or two. Hey, we're here on the corner of Woodward and Long Lake, and if you've ever heard of the Dream Cruise before, this is where the Dream Cruise happens every August, except this past August with the coronavirus, it didn't happen, at least not legally, but there were some people out there. But yeah, you could just talk about your office and what's going on there, hey, we do a Apple Festival every fall, or maybe talk about the community that you're into. You can also describe your process, so what could clients expect if they became a client of yours, so big thing, so hey, what happens, if I decide to do a financial plan or I become a client of yours, what is your process, or how often would you call me, how do you call me, how do you communicate with me? So we have a couple things I think stand out in our practice. Number one is every new client does go through our financial planning process, so we can talk a little bit about that. We also, after every single one of our client meetings, clients get a email from us. In that email, it has a write-up of here's what we talked about. There's some issues or concerns or questions that we had. If there's any homework that we're going to work on, kind of our homework, your homework sort of thing. If there's any actions or next meetings that need to take place, we're going to let people know. I think that's important because I think a lot of times, often, people have a financial advisor. They don't remember the last time they talked to that financial advisor, or maybe what they even talked about, or when they're going to talk to them again. So at least, that's something our clients can do. They can go back and look through the email, look for my name, and say, oh yeah, we talked to Bill back here on June 15th, and we talked about this, and he's going to call me in October because we got to address some year-end tax planning things or whatever it may be. Your investment philosophy. So that's one I kind of alluded to earlier. It could be part of your About You video. It could also be a separate video. We actually have a investment philosophy video up on our website. I think that's important because in this day and age, most people don't know the difference between one financial advisor and another, or even just going and buying investments on their own. So talking about your investment philosophy, do you like Warren Buffett and have that kind of a style or approach? Do you like to be ultra diversified? Do you like to be tactical in nature? Whatever that case may be, that's a good thing to have with your investment philosophy, or how you manage risk, or whatever it may be. You could talk about a product. Again, they advocate for having a specific mutual fund. We talked about that in our compliance video. But yeah, if there's a specific thing, like if you work with annuities, for example, you could have a couple of videos say, hey, here's kind of some of the solutions that we solve for by recommending an annuity for our clients. Or, here's how our asset allocation strategy works, or whatever that may be. If you do a lot of unit investment trusts, you can make a video, hey, most people are familiar with how a unit investment trust works. I thought I'd make this quick video and show you what they're all about and why we sometimes recommend them for our clients and why they may be different than other forms of investments out there. Zoom video meetings. Again, I mentioned coronavirus, so hopefully this goes away quickly. But whether it does or not, I think video is increasingly more and more important to use this for video for our client meetings. This happened actually a couple of years ago. We did a financial plan. Actually, it was a call-in. This person found us on the website and said, "Hey, I want to do a financial plan. I read about your services." We talked about it a little bit. He signed up, paid through our online portal there, and we gathered all of the information virtually, and got to the end of that, said, "Hey, we're ready to present your plan, and would you like to come into the office?" He lived in a town that was about maybe 35 minutes away from us, and he said, "Hey, can we just do it over video?" And I said, "Yeah, we do it all the time. We've got clients that live out of state." And we did that. We did the video virtually, and he ended up becoming a great client of ours. So it was a case where he was at his home working out of his house. His wife was at her office, and they didn't want to drive across town, basically. And so it was a way that we could have that meeting. And I think more and more, that's just convenient for people. Not that we don't want to see our clients face to face, but if it's just a client review, or especially for those clients that we do have that are out of state, Zoom or some other form of that is very, very good. Instructional videos. So again, we use eMoney financial planning software. There's a web portal. There's different tools that they can use there. They can change some of their data. So to have a video where it's giving them instructions on how to access that, maybe some of the features of that, is something that could be very beneficial. It's convenient for them. They can come home after work and hey, how do I get this report again? Or how do I change my expenses in the plan? Or how does this budget tool work? Instead of having to wait till the next day and scheduling a meeting with you, they can just, hey, here's a video Bill put out that he talks about how to use the portal and how to access some of this information. Not only is it more convenient for the client, but it also saves you some time as well. So we use a lot of instructional videos in our process. So for our fact finder is all virtual. Clients go in, they put all of their own information in. I think it's very convenient, not only for them, but again, it does save us a lot of time. We were having some issues with the way clients were filling out the fact finder, so I said, hey, let's make a video and let's talk about what that process is, how to put the information in. We had clients that were clicking the button that was finished too soon. It was creating all kinds of chaos in our business, so we said, basically the purpose of the video was, don't push the button too early, and so we actually kind of joked about that. And so, yeah, whatever that may be, or if you have your online access for their accounts, you can make an instructional video about that. Thank you videos are very, very good. So if you have a guide, let's say you're trying to collect leads off of your website, you say, hey, I've got a free report that's going to talk about the 5 biggest mistakes people make with their 401k, and they download that report, you could have a video afterwards. Hey, I want to personally thank you for downloading the video or downloading the guide. And here's a couple things that you will find in the guide that I want to make of importance to you. Number 1, number 2, number 3. If you ever have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, whatever. And it's another way to get that personal communication in there for you. A mini seminar. These are things we've done and we've had a lot of success with. We have probably our number 1 lead generation right now on our website is what we call our 7 core elements of retirement. And there's I think 3 videos in the series. We have some worksheets that go along with that. They can kind of do it at their own pace, and it's a great way to get them kind of into our world. They can get some great valuable information. I think we right now are getting about 40 or 50 leads organically per month off of the website. That's without doing any advertising at all. And then a certain percentage of those people end up reaching out and making a call and scheduling that free introductory call that we have. You can do a live stream. That's something we've done a lot of in the past. We'd like to get back and do some more. One thing you'll notice, there's a lot of things you could be doing, and you can't do everything. So pick a few of these that you really want to do, whichever ones you think are the most important, and implement those for your practice. But a live stream is great. We've done those for client events in particular, especially when the market is experiencing a little bit more volatility. We can have that live stream. Hey, the market's been a little crazy here over the last couple of months. Here's what we think is going on. This is how we're kind of positioning things within the portfolio. This is what we think is going to happen. We got an election coming up. Maybe it's some things about that and what may happen as a result of that. And then some things that you might want to do some videos on. One of the things that's been kind of the backbone of our lead generation is to create these value-oriented videos. So every day in your practice, I'm sure you talk to clients about different topics, how to do a 401k rollover, or maybe it's a backdoor Roth strategy, or it's when to collect Social Security, or how Social Security works. There's a million of these topics that you probably are versed in, and you have these conversations with clients every day. Pick a couple of those, whichever ones you think are going to be the ones that are going to attract your ideal client, and make some videos. Hey, in this video, I'm going to talk about spousal Social Security benefits, and I want to talk about a couple important things that you should think about before you go and collect these. And make that video, put it up on your website, put it up on your YouTube channel. You can even put it on your Facebook page or whatever, and it's a way to kind of get in front of that, and it's a way to kind of have those conversations where people can get a little insight who you're about, that you're knowledgeable about some of the topics that they have questions and concerns about, and hopefully it'll eventually spark the phone to ring. We did videos for a long time, and things did trickle in, and just in the last couple of years is where we really started to see that success. So some of these things are long-term plays, but again, having that on your website, whether it's the virtual walkthrough of the office or your investment philosophy, you get a referral or you meet somebody. Hey, I've got a website. Check out some of the information there. If anything looks good to you, there's a button on our website where you can schedule a call with me. We can have a further conversation about it. So it's a way to get them into that. And again, some of the other videos like the YouTube channel that we've created, that's a little bit more of a long-term game. But if you target something very specific, in fact, the more specific, the better, you will have luck with that. You will have success generating leads out of that and become an expert in whatever field you choose to become that expert on YouTube. So anyway, I think there's at least 10 or maybe 12 different ideas there with the video. Again, if you haven't already started making videos, like I keep saying, just start doing it. You don't need a real expensive camera. You don't need real expensive lights. If you've got a phone, an iPhone or Android phone, if it's pretty recent, you probably have everything you need. I would recommend a microphone. That's very important. You can get a little lapel microphone that'll plug right into the phone, and maybe some sort of a light, or at least stand in front of a window to make sure that you're showing up well on camera. Those are probably the most important things. We've evolved over the years from what was initially what by today's standards would be a pretty crude Sony camcorder, and on a tripod and a couple of cheap lights and a microphone, and now we've evolved to more expensive cameras, and kind of what we have now is our own studio. But again, you got to start somewhere, and the iPhone, I'll tell you right now, is better than anything we use probably for the first 3 or 4 years of making videos, the way that it captures video today. And it's simple, and it's in your pocket, and you could just pop it out, and you think of a thought. Hey, let's make a video about that. Hey, you know what? I just had a conversation with a client. He asked a really great question. I'm going to answer that question for all of you watching here today, or whatever it may be. So anyway, that's it. Have a great day, and I'll see you back in one of our next videos. Thanks.